Hi, thought it started with an arty shot. Look at that, sort of sunburst. Right, so we're on tour again. I'm in Ipswich this week, so without further ado, here comes the tour. Look, they're expecting me. Got my star mirror, and then over my shoulder there. That's where the magic happens. Although I'm here on my own, so I'll say no more on that subject. Right, fucking loads to talk about tonight. So I'm going to crack on. You know, if you like the video, like it. If you want to subscribe, do so. If not, don't give a fuck. I'll swear a lot tonight, by the way. Right, the first one I want to talk about is fortitude of our players, and I saw the first signs of it against Wolves at home when we pulled it back to 2-1. I thought we turned the corner then obviously Palace, Brighton and Southampton happened, but we'll talk a little bit more about, not that, but tactics and stuff in a little bit. But I want to talk about fortitude of four of our players in particular. Now, the first one is Saka. Now, the penalty he took against Chelsea, obviously that was the first one since he took the fifth one against Italy. And the fact that he stepped up to take that in such a massive game, not as massive as a European final between England and Italy, but you know, it's Chelsea away at the Bridge, and he had no qualms about stepping up, and he put that away. And the enormity of what he did wasn't lost on me. You know, I mean, if you look back to what he went through after, even just stepping up to take not just a kick in the European Championships final, but the deciding one at the age of 20. It's like, when I was 20, I was like wanking into a sock and just fucking getting pissed all the time and playing on a Sunday morning. It's like, you know, this is like really a big deal. And then to step up and do that against Chelsea, and he would have known that if he missed that, everyone's going to go nuts. It opens the game up, whereas if he slots it, the game's over. And that's what he did. And I think huge praise is called for there. And then to step up and do the same against Man United on Saturday, you know, as our new spot kick taker easily. I also want to talk about Nuno Tavares. Now, I know that if KT was fit, he wouldn't be anywhere near the starting lineup, and it may potentially be a lack of options because Tomiyasu's been out, so there's no way you could put Cedric over there, you can't put Xhaka there. But when you bear in mind 2 games on the bounce, he was hooked after about 20 odd minutes or half an hour, and then at half time, and he's come in and, you know, he scored a goal against Man U at home, and he had his moment to celebrate, and he looks like he's improving. He does need to stop with his fucking shooting from everywhere bollocks, but I've been impressed by his fortitude as well. And you know, he's still a young kid as well. He's still learning, and I don't know what Mikel will do when Tommy's ready to start on the right. Will he shift Cedric over, or will he stick with Tavares? I can't really make a decision on that. I like Cedric, especially the hug the other day. If you've seen the picture on Twitter, it's beautiful. But again, you know, Tavares, maybe he needs to have some faith shown in him. Who knows? But I've been impressed with the character. And then the 2 defensive central midfield pivots. I'll start with Elneny. You know, I love this bloke, and I said in a tweet earlier in the week, I really can't give a fuck what anyone says about it. He is not the most talented footballer on the planet by any stretch of the imagination, but he hasn't been anywhere near the first team for ages, and when he gets called in, he does the job. And you know, there's only so much he can do, but he will run around for you, he will shut people down, and he's actually looking better on the ball. He did on Saturday against Man U anyway. And I know probably Odegaard or Saka would have been man of the match for most people, but for me it was him, just purely on his personality, his character, and the fact that he loves this club and he would run through a fucking brick wall for us. So Mo, I know you never get to see this, but love you, man. Keep doing what you do. And the last one is he who divides, Mr. Granit Xhaka. I've had my problems with him. When he threw the armband down against Palace, I didn't have a problem with him like flipping the bird and telling the fans to fuck off, but it was throwing down the armband. That's a really special thing for us when you look at the people who've been the previous incumbents. And I've said about this before, but he pissed me off when he did that. And when I said the things that I said, I wasn't aware of the stuff that he was going through and the stuff that's been said about his family. And somebody said to me this week that if somebody went after their family, they'd be carrying their bollocks home in a bucket, and I can only concur with that. And he's done really well this season, in particular the last two games, or since Thomas Partey's been out. He's stepped up, and this isn't just about his goal against Man U on Saturday. His all-round performance has been good, and he's stepped up. Now, I don't expect him to ever get the armband as a starting 11 armband ever again, and probably he shouldn't do. But he's one of those. He's a natural leader on the pitch, and the fact that he's come through all this and he's had so much shit off so many people, and he's still there. You know, he very nearly went to Roma. I'm not saying he's the best midfielder on the planet, because he's still quite slow across the ground, and you know, there's talk of upgrades, but at the moment, right now, he's doing a great job, and I think he deserves all the credit in the world for his character, and just still having the confidence and the self-belief and the personality to go out there, especially when he knows there's a lot of people that haven't liked him, and that takes bollocks for me. So to all four of you fellas wearing our badge, I just want to say well done. That's really quite impressive. Right, moving on to the running. Now, I'm actually quite positive about the running right now. I wasn't like a week ago, but yeah, we've got West Ham at the weekend, but they've literally got no fucking defence left. They play Frankfurt this week, and we're shoe-on between those two legs. And I actually really fancy us. Now, I said I'd speak a little bit about the three games that we lost. Now, those three games we lost, we played against teams who sat back, and we kept trying to pass through them or pass wide around them. Now, it bugs me that we won't just have a fucking dig. It's like Xhaka's goal on Saturday. Elneny's got a dig on him as well. And if you cast your minds back to a Champions League game many years ago, Chelsea against Barcelona at the Bridge, and it was well documented that Chelsea had literally fucking scuffed the pitch up for Barcelona. I'm not sure how true it is, but the rumour is that Thomas Tuchel was a head groundsman then. I don't know, it might be false information, I'm not sure. But they scuffed the pitch up, and because Barcelona were renowned for tiki-taka and just passing teams to death, and all of a sudden Ronnie's got the ball on the edge of the box, and instead of doing what you would expect him to do, he just fucking toe poked it, and it flew past Petr Cech. Now, to my way of thinking, I don't expect us to shoot on sight all the time, but for a good 15-20 years, everyone has expected us to, you know, it's the Arsenal way, passing the ball through defences, passing the ball around defences. Just fucking have a shot. Sometimes just pull the trigger. If you've got 5 yards of space, just have a dig. And I think we need to do that more against these teams that set up to defend. But I did say after those games that I expected us to perform better and get more joy against the better teams who are going to come at us, because counter-attacking is our forte at the moment. When you look at how we've been really slow moving out of defence, we've looked a bit shaky. But once it gets into the middle third, when things start happening, people start moving around, we're moving the ball a lot quicker, and we're turning teams, and that is our real strength at the moment. And I figured that would happen in the last two games, not to such an extent, but I thought it would. I don't know what we'll get with West Ham, but Leeds I think may potentially come at us. They're a little bit resurgent at the moment. Then obviously we've got the, May the 12th. It's a fucking cup final. Make no bones about it, that is the cup final. And form and everything else will go out the window. It will come down purely to character and moments of magnificence, I would imagine. Personally, I'd take a draw. I'd love to see us win, obviously, because I want St Tottenham's Day again. But when we play Leeds, them lot have to play Liverpool the day before, so they get a day less rest. And then, all right, we get a day less rest before the NLD. But I think our running doesn't actually look too bad. I'm fairly certain Everton will probably be relegated by the time we play them last game of the season. Spurs have got to play Burnley, I think, second to last game, who may or may not still be fighting for survival. We've got Newcastle who are playing well, but they'll come at us, so we can counter them. So I'm actually really quite positive about that. Well, we speak about it a lot. I don't know how true it is about Conte throwing his hat in the ring for the PSG job. It's like, if it's true, it's like, that's your manager has done that 5 games before the end of the season when you're battling with your fiercest rivals for 4th place. The only thing that concerns me about that is if he does, Pochettino may well come back, and he did well for him. But having said that, it's never the same second time round. And I said this all along, Conte has got fucking previous. He always walks out on a job, always. And if this is true, then he's doing it again. So if you're watching Jamie O'Hara, what did you say again? No, can't remember. No, me either. It was fucking just pointless. While I'm on the subject of getting stuck into pundits, firstly, Paul Scholes. Now all this shit you're going on about with Arteta trying to influence the referee. Are you actually having a laugh, mate? Who did you used to fucking play for? You're calling Arteta out for trying to influence the referee? Really? Mate, don't even fucking go there. Surely you must have something better to do. Like, go spend some time with your family. If you know what I mean. Also, Rio Ferdinand. I don't mind you as a pundit, as a rule, but you really, really fucking lost your shit on Saturday. And yeah, you could say that Eddie may have been offside for Xhaka's goal, but he weren't the only player that David De Gea was trying to look around. And the biggest thing was David De Gea weren't set for a 30-yard shot. He was not expecting it, which goes back to what I was saying earlier. And that's the crux of it. And I get you didn't like it, but if you're being paid to be a pundit on a major sporting platform, you can't show bias. You can't be showing your colours. You've got to try to forget about all that. And you failed in that situation. Another one, Danny Murphy, banging on about Aaron Ramsdale's celebration, saying how bad it was. It's like, it's just shithousery, mate, to be honest. It's trying to get that competitive edge. And we all know how fine the margins are when you're at the top of whatever sport it is you're playing. It's about getting in someone's head. And he did that. And if you've got a problem with it, speak to Keown. He'll tell you, because that was the last time when, he had nothing to do with the penalty being hitting the woodwork. And yeah, you could say Ramsdale had no right to celebrate, but he's in the goal and the ball hasn't gone in. Granted, he had no effect on what happened to the ball, but I absolutely fucking loved it. I hated it if it was somebody against us. I'm not going to lie about that. But because it was us and it was Rambo, I fucking loved it. And while I'm on it, Aston Villa, I'll see you at Emi Martinez against Bruno, and I'll raise you an Aaron Ramsdale, because that celebration was fucking epic. Absolutely loved it. What else have we got to talk about? I think that's about it football-wise. I'm sure it's something else I've probably fucking forgotten. And I'll upload this later. I'll be like, you fucking idiot, Yates. I would like to talk about Ipswich though. This is where I am at the moment, like I said. And it's not a bad place, it's alright. But the people here are fucking mental. It's like, not all of them, obviously. But if you look at the demographic here, people joke about Suffolk and Norfolk people being a bit And I said, no, I spent a lot of years living in Norfolk when I moved from London as a teenager. But they're really fucking odd, some of them. It's just like, I don't know, it's how they talk to each other, and just little mannerisms, and just doing weird fucking things. So there was one bloke earlier, he was sitting in the middle of the fucking road. It's like, I don't really know what to make of that. And then I'm outside the hotel having a smoke just before I was about to do this. And apologies if you're a golfer, I don't mean to generalise here, but there's about 30 fucking blokes rocked up with their fucking ping bags and all fucking just being cocky and shit, and all Northerners, and lots of them support Man United. And as I was stood there having a smoke, they're all walking past, still talking about Saturday's game, still calling out Aaron Ramsdale, and they're all apparently popping down for a beer in the bar in a little while. So I'm off for a pint. Be good. See you soon.